Here we are. We are.
Oh, I see. It says live.
Yeah, we're live. We're live on the Google Hangout. So this is Cameron Marceau and Sridhar Yedavali yet again talking to awesome friends because, you know, why the fuck not? So we're here this evening with Sarah Reynolds, who, again, like we've said in the past, we're doing mutual friends of ours on Facebook, and where that connection is, where Shri and I cross with mutual friends, is all about the college experience at Knox College in Galesburg, Illinois. And Sarah was one of our classmates. And you're in did you graduate in 95 or
95?
95. Okay, so you're like a year younger than me.
Yeah.
Cool. So
that I would have been we would have met when you were a freshman. That would have made me not a junior at the time, I guess, because I'm older than both of you.
You're older.
Yes, and I was yes, and I was in between.
Yes.
Yes.
So
you're the Jan of the.
I might actually pass out somewhere along the line here, because not from the tequila or anything, but like, no, I got up at like 5:30 this morning and went hiking.
Why?
Yeah, what?
Why?
Why?
Yeah, just honest.
Because in order to have a full day, you need to get and it gets hot, and then the mosquitoes come out. And I actually brought my oldest daughter with me today. Which
How old is your oldest?
She is 10, and well on her way to hating everything.
Is that 4th grade?
Yes. But like 4th grade is so different from 4th grade as I recall it. So yeah, it's strange. But yeah, I actually got her to. She rode a bike. I hiked. So like, so it was cool. It was enjoyable. The best connection I've had in the longest time. But yeah, I am beat. But whatever. That's the way it is.
I got up at 9:30, and I got all my laundry together, and I was really proud of myself. And then I fell going down the stairs with my laundry basket.
Oh no! Hurt yourself?
No, I tweaked my back a little bit. It's fine. I was just sitting there on the stairs like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Dad came out of his room. Are you okay? It's like, yes, I'm fine.
I guess I had a union of both of your situations, because I was doing honeydew list all day today.
Yeah.
And so I and my wife and my mother-in-law left for the International Gem Show at the convention center on the north side of the city.
Gem, like in
sparkly?
As in jewels, yes, Gem Show. Not the cartoon. I'm talking about
Really, truly, truly outrageous.
and I'm talking about actual jewels. And so they were there, so me and the boys had to take care of the list of things.
That seems like trouble, actually.
And it is, because my boys are 8, and so, you know, I give them screwdrivers, and unless they actually know what they're doing, they end up starting to stab themselves with it for fun.
Oh, you're not talking about vodka and orange juice then?
No. Phillips and Flathead, I think, is what I was talking about. And so I have to actually just be babysitter / worker boy. And
yeah.
at one point they disappeared. They didn't tell me where they were going. They just left.
As one will do
around the
after a couple of
neighborhood. Where the hell do these people go? You know. So now I'm drinking heavily.
Oh.
I deserve it. Damn it.
After the Cosmos stream, so.
Cosmos stream. Stream. Now, Sarah, I don't know if you knew this, but I do a Cosmos stream on the Facebooks. And
I noticed.
it tends to be, yeah, I guess everyone does. I tend to.
Do you do that on Twitter too, or is that just Facebook?
He's not a twit.
I'm not a twit, although I think they reflect on each other.
Hashtag a lot for someone who's not a twit.
Well, it turns out that the exact same copy of what I'm writing there gets, I think, copied onto Twitter.
But yeah.
So that's what happens.
Oh, okay.
That's how my Twitter fans see me. Kind of weird.
Okay.
So Sarah, it was 1993 that I remember leaving, and you left in '95. So what happened after that? Let's start there.
I don't know. I drink a lot of beer.
Well, we did that during, but sort of afterwards as well.
I don't know. I was trying to explain flunk day to someone the other day. That is hard to do.
It is.
Because people are like, you got up and did what?
Yes.
Yeah.
And you're like, LSD.
All the time.
Okay. First of all, I work in a very small town in Oklahoma. I work in Claremore, Oklahoma, which is about 45 minutes outside of Tulsa. Super small. There are no black people at Baker Hughes. Everybody's super.
So if I visit, I'd be the token black friend. Is that it?
No, we have a couple of Indian engineers.
Oh, okay.
And the cleaning staff are all Mexican, but we don't have black people.
Okay, that's interesting.
So I was trying to explain Flunk Day to my friend Wanda, who is from small town Oklahoma, and she is a delightful person, but she is super straight, super conservative. She's former military. And she goes, "You are crazy." She said, "No one else I have ever met would admit to taking drugs, and you were just like, LSD, marijuana." Like, what not? I did it. It was fun.
You think that's a fair question? Are we more as we're older, or is it as part of the times that you think we are as open about that as we would have been, say, even 10 years ago?
Well, I don't know. Seeing Clinton fail to admit to inhaling, just it's kind of like, oh, yeah. If you're gonna talk about it, you might as well just fess up, because it seems lame otherwise.
Right. And then you have Obama who writes about doing coke and stuff, So I don't know. I'm thinking that I think the times are. I don't know that I would have been so open about my views, maybe 10 or 12 years ago.
No, because you still could have been president. Now it's over.
Now it's over?
Forget it. You can't do it.
Okay.
You don't have a chance.
I never made any secret of it. It was never a big deal to me. Although I will say, Jack doesn't know.
Jack, well, okay, there's something to be said for...
Well, now he does. Well, but this is going to get posted. But I guess who's Googling their mom?
That child got an email address this year for school, and every time he has to submit an assignment, he comes in. He's like, "I forgot how to attach something to the email. Will you help me?" He is not an internet child.
Wow.
Really? Wow. He was born in the internet age, isn't he? He's like this.
It's kind of a, well, you know how you are when you're 17, when you're 16. You have these weird things that you take on as part of your personality to make you stand out from everyone else. And one of his is, I don't do computers.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So, I mean, he reads his manga online, and he has the BuzzFeed app because he loves BuzzFeed, and he's more in touch with that than he likes to admit, but he still says things like, well, I don't have email, or I don't have Facebook, and that's like a point of pride with him. He's kind of wrapped up in that persona.
Okay.
Yeah, you can still do that. I know people are saying now you have to actually be able to code in the future. Like there's no way to have a life unless you know how to become a programmer.
Well, I mean, I think that
I don't know if that's entirely I mean, I can see that it's got a lot of value, and I know that the jobs are out there, and there aren't enough people to fill them. But so yeah, it's lucrative, and there's a lot of opportunity. But if it's not your bag, and not everybody can do it, and there's also plenty of other things people can do. It's like the new lawyer / doctor. Everybody, so you're going to get lots of low-grade programmers out there because it's the thing you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Weren't you one of the girls that tried to join Teak?
Oh, yeah.
Excellent.
In fact, I was telling Brian tonight about the Williston Run my freshman year when we borrowed shopping carts from Walmart to pick up the pledges.
Yes. That must have been, that was fun. Anyway, so tell us, what were you doing other than drinking heavily after college? Anything interesting you want to, catch us up? Catch us up.
Well, let's see. In 1994 was pretty standard. I was going to class. I was going to school. I was still with John at that point. Mm-hmm. But he was in Chicago, and we broke up, I think, probably fall term, maybe winter.
John is this?
John Barstead.
Barstead, that's right. He owes me money still, that guy. Anyway,
I'm sure he's very successful. He was a very smart guy.
Still owes me money, the bastard.
And then 95, I don't know, I flaked out a little bit. And I kept failing biology, like consistently failing biology. It was so hard. So I didn't graduate because I was short that biology credit.
Okay.
So then in 1996, everyone was gone. My whole class was gone. People like Melissa and Cheryl were still around. Mike Duras was around. Liam was still there. But I was kind of drifting at that point. Sure. I was drinking a lot. And then I was dating Jack's dad for a little while. Mm-hmm. And then we split up, and then I was drinking some more. And then I got pregnant and dropped out of pretty much everything. And then I came home to Tulsa and had a baby.
Wow.
1996.
He seems like a handsome fellow. I've seen the photographs. I've been checking up on your Facebook site, and I'm like, oh wow, what a handsome boy.
It's funny. He looks like his dad. He doesn't look anything like me.
No, he's got some of you. Of course, I know you more.
Right.
So I would more likely find the best of you in him.
Yes.
And that's what I saw.
Yes.
But that's just me.
So.
What about Deloitte? What happened with that? How did you score that game?
Oh my! I went back to work full time when Jack was about 9 or 10 months old. He was in daycare at the daycare where my mom and my sister worked, so I didn't have any of that guilt about leaving him. That a lot of women go through. He was with my mom. He was with his grandma and his aunts, and it was easy and it was cheap. And I hated being home with a baby. It was horrible.
I know the feeling, yes.
I could not have been a stay-at-home mom. It was just a nightmare. that whole thing until he was about a year old, I was just like, what have I done to my life?
But
and then he got cool.
You had a pretty good support network, though, it sounds like.
Yes, that's why I came home.
And Kristen's daughter's about the same age or a little younger?
She is a little younger. She's a year younger than Jack.
You're younger. Wow, so you guys sort of, because you guys were always tight before, and was it, now I had a partner in crime again, if you will, that she was, what, 18 months, probably plus or minus, between you, Jack, and her oldest.
Yes, and Jack and Kate have been best friends since Kate was born.
I had no idea. I didn't realize that they are so close in age.
Yeah.
I did. I guess
they are partners in crime. They are in daily contact. They go to different schools, but they are tight.
Wow.
Very sweet. Yeah.
And did that oh my God, that mothering postpartum-ish thing going? Did that alleviate with Kristen in the mix? In other words, did you guys sort of rebond around that, or that wasn't part of the conversation? That was
that time in our lives was strange. I had I had pretty severe postpartum depression.
Sure.
And I spent a lot of time crying on the couch at my mom and dad's house while one of my sisters took care of Jack. And Kristen, at that time, was dating and later married a sociopath.
Okay.
Lovely.
That's her story, and I'm sure she'll tell it. But he and I did not get along. We never did for the 10 years they were married, and she and I had some big fights about it at the beginning.
Sure.
So I was not seeing her as much then as I do now, or as I would a couple years down the line when Matt and I learned to be in the same room together.
Mm-hmm.
So when she got pregnant with Catherine, I was like, oh man, I think this may ruin your life. It didn't, but yeah, I mean, I was only 24, and I had just had this baby, and I didn't feel like it had ruined my life, but I felt like I had
Get your perspective a little bit earlier than
cut it off. Like, there's so much more I could have done while I'm young, and now this is my life. You know, I was single. Jack's dad wanted nothing to do with me. He wanted Jack. He wanted to be part of Jack's life, but he and I still haven't had a conversation probably in 10 years. But so it was hard.
Yeah.
It was hard.
But so at the time though, so that was the way you felt then.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, now looking at it, do you have a different perspective? I mean, being a young parent versus like having kids later, I mean, I see there being pros and cons either way. Do you have a different perspective now?
Yeah, you know, I look at our friends. I look at Facebook. I mean, you guys have young kids.
Yeah.
Melissa Stoller just had a baby. She has a newborn.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm grateful that I got it out of the way when I was young.
Well, I kind of think that you have a better perspective on parenting than either of us do. Certainly. Yeah. I mean, Karen's kids and my kids are roughly in that same zone. You know, Olivia's a year older than my guys, and then Madeline's a year younger, I think, right, Cameron? Something like that.
They're 10 and 6.
10 and 6, so 2 years younger. Okay, so it's kind of like that zone, and yours is done. I mean, you're where I am feeling like a second wind about my career or something.
Yeah.
You know, I'm thinking about those things to pay for college. That's just not even the conversation you're having that I'm having. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're probably thinking about it. Hey. And your new beau is kind of good looking. He's a handsome fellow.
Yeah, I like him. Yes, Brian's youngest is 11. So we'll have Connor around for a while yet, but still, you know, I'm not her mom.
You can like plan vacations. You can like go to Hawaii, I bet, right? You're not like, you don't have this I don't know. I feel like retirement is almost like when the kids leave, because I know I'm going to be working forever.
Mm-hmm.
But I am looking. You know, I love having the kids around, but like, there's just having the time, the adult time together is just. 2 years ago, my wife and I had friends take the girls for our anniversary. And it was the first time we had not had them with us. And
since
so
they were born?
Since our first was born, yeah. And we went to a mall, and walked around, and it was like bliss. It was the craziest thing. It was like, oh my God, we don't have to pay attention to anybody. We can just like be together and like have fun. It was crazy. It was, and you know, and so like I think we're both kind of thinking about that time, and like looking forward to when we're not constantly at someone's beck and call, or you know, and and so I'm jealous.
It is nice. I will say.
Decades ahead of you, and nothing. Okay, so anyway, and yeah, he seems like a cool guy.
He is. He's a cool kid. He's grown up well.
So what? Well, I mean, recently it seems like you've had a lot of stuff happen too.
Yeah.
But you just changed up from Deloitte, right?
Yes. I was at Deloitte for a very long time. I was at Williams. I started temping at Williams companies when I first went back to work. And after 2 or 3 years there, I was like, maybe not what I want, but I don't know what I want.
Yeah.
And at that point, I was still, you know, young enough, and I was living with my parents, and it wasn't like Jack was depending on me to feed him and clothe him and house him because my mom and dad were there. Yeah. So I just quit. And I temped around for a while, and then I interviewed at Deloitte, and it seemed like fun, you know. It's something different. It was still an office setting, but it was a totally different
vibe,
industry and vibe and people. And so I started there. And I was very happy there for a long time, but then the last few years were just a misery. Yeah.
Was there a reason for that? More responsibility, or more thrown upon you, or leadership, or?
No, I had been in the same job since I started. It was a support role, and some things I did for 13 years. Like some of the tax stuff I did for the tax department, I did all those 13 years.
Right.
But every year new stuff would get put on me, and the 2 years before, no, the last year I was there, when I had my review, she was like, "Great year, good job, you did really well, you got a really high rating, you don't get a raise because you're tapped out on your salary range for your grade." And I said, "Well, why don't you promote me?" And she said, "No, we don't have anywhere for you to go in this office, it's too small." And I said, "So I'm never going to get a raise, and I'm never going to get a promotion." And she's like, "Yeah, oh, and Kimberly, the woman who I had worked side by side with for the last 13 years, she's now your boss." And I was like,
"Oh my God.
Oh, I got to get a new job."
Oh.
That was the worst.
Oh my God.
Now, wait a minute. Could you have considered moving? I mean, Deloitte's main office is just in Chicago. I mean, you've got other cities in Oklahoma. You've got.
Tulsa was the only Deloitte office in Oklahoma.
Okay, so there's always Texas. I mean, there's got at least Houston, Dallas, as I recall.
I know.
Yeah.
But my family's here. You know. Maybe you don't know, but my family's here.
Now we do. I mean,
Oklahoma is a horrible place. Politically and religiously and environmentally and.
But so many cool people came out of Oklahoma.
I know.
Isn't it? I mean, we know so many people from Oklahoma.
But do you know that we all went to the same high school?
Oh, that says it all.
Me and Kristen and Mel Brown and Whitney Jones. You guys remember her?
Yeah.
We all went to the same high school. Who?
Jen Jones.
I don't know her.
And Joel Muchmore. I don't know if he went to.
Joel was Oklahoma City. He wasn't in Tulsa.
Oh, okay. It's still Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And then you guys wouldn't remember. Maybe you would. Daniel Shula and who else? There's at least 2 others from my year that went.
Is Ripper from
Ripper's from Tulsa.
Ripper, yeah, also. There's some.
I haven't seen him.
He's still back in the area. I don't think he's in Tulsa though.
No, he's not. I don't know.
He's got to be found.
Oh yeah.
No.
Down for you.
No, it's just that it's a thing about after Harnish's death. I try to keep tabs on everyone, and if I don't hear from someone once a month, I start finding out.
Yeah.
You know, especially Ripper is one of those folks that if he posts once a month, I know he's cool. Yeah. We're good. If I don't see him, I got it. All right, let's find out. Let's see if he's around. You know.
Yeah.
What about Lloyd? Lloyd, she was part of your scene, right? Lloyd Brodnicki?
She was a year older than me. She was Cameron's class.
Yeah, she was my
and Leslie.
And Leslie. They weren't from Tulsa. I thought Leslie was from Tulsa.
No, they were both from the Chicago area, I believe.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Jenna Lee was from Tulsa.
Jenna Lee Bean? Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I love her. She's one of my favorites.
I'm going to see her next month. And I actually saw her not too long ago. She was in town. Her mom lives here.
It's so cool when we see you guys like touching base and you're having your breakfasts and stuff.
Yeah.
That's it's so awesome. I love that. So but you just recently changed your jobs, right?
Yes.
You went to
Baker Hughes. I work for Big Oil now.
Oh. Okay.
Well, Tulsa is an oil town.
Yeah, I know.
It's an oil town, that's true. Yes, I am a buyer for Baker Hughes. I buy parts that we then use to build electrical submersible pumps.
Electrical submersible pumps. Got it. I can do that.
You can do that?
Oh, yeah. Installed a few myself in a time, or at least spec them out.
Nice.
Yeah. I see. I'm opening up my
Oh. Wait, let me roll backwards in my chair.
Hey, that's awesome! You're right by your... Yeah, the box.
We have 2 refrigerators. One is only for drinks.
Chianti Classico Reserva. You guys got to try this stuff. I got it for $10 at the Costco.
I don't really like red wine.
You don't like red? You see, I don't like white, so... Screw you, 80.
I went to groceries today, and neither of them had what I wanted.
So okay. Now here's another question about something a dilemma you had recently. You wanted a Dr. Pepper, but you didn't want to put on pants.
Yes.
So how did that work out?
I put on my pants and walked down the hallway. I know, it's anticlimactic, and really, what I was waiting for was for Brian to come back so that I could say to him, will you please go get me a Zona? But he took so long. We were only in Hillsboro overnight because he has a client there, and he was doing something with wires. He was doing something.
Something with wires. Where did you meet this knight in shining armor?
Match.com.
Oh yeah.
No way. So you tried the whole internet dating thing.
Oh, Match.com is fantastic. Let me tell you, when I kicked my husband out, like the third and final time.
You kicked your husband out?
Yes.
Is that a story you can tell?
Sure. It's sort of a sordid story, but I can
sordid?
tell it.
I love sordid. Are you kidding?
Yes. I got married in 2007, I guess, to a guy
Uh-oh.
He was a friend of a friend. And you have to get in context. I didn't date till Jack was 9 years old.
Okay.
I went that whole time single because I didn't want him to get attached to someone who was going to leave him.
Okay.
Because I figured having an absent father was enough of that. So I just didn't date anyone. And then I met Bob, and I was like, well, he seems like a good guy, you know, and I waited a while, and then we introduced him to Jack, and Jack hated him from the beginning, but I didn't know that. I just knew he got kind of sullen when he was around, but I thought that was a normal reaction to me having someone in the house. Anyway, whatever. I got married, and he was younger than me, and he didn't work. He didn't work, and he wouldn't do things like the dishes or his own laundry or
no, that's not
vacuum. And he, long story short, he was a meth addict.
Oh, goodness.
And I was supporting his habit.
Ouch. So this was obviously not on Match.com.
No, this is a friend of a friend.
Okay.
So anyway, so I got paid, and I clicked onto the bank to pay some bills, and I had gotten paid my $1,500 or whatever that week, and the account was like $700 overdrawn. And I was like, where the fuck's my money?
Wow.
And he would disappear at night. Like, I would go to bed, and he would go to bed, and then when I was asleep, he would leave. And he'd be gone all night. And he'd come back at, like, whenever, the next day when I was at work. But he would take my bank card, and he would take out all the money he wanted.
Oh.
Whoa.
And then that last time, there were all these weird charges that I couldn't figure out on my bank statement. And it was like $20.20 or $22.15 or $23.40. And he had stolen some checks. And he was buying like a pack of gum for $2.15 and then getting $20 cash. And so he made another like $1,500 off me that way.
Oh my gosh.
So I told him he couldn't come back ever, and I went down the street and I filed for divorce at the courthouse.
Wow.
It was a disaster of epic proportions.
You know what? It's amazing how you know, I've heard that story before, and I've heard it with other people, and it's amazing how many of those guys are out there, you know?
He was a gifted con man. He was such a charming liar.
Uh-huh. You know what? It kind of makes me think, you know, if this is gonna be wrong and stupid, but like,
okay,
you know, if there's this guy who's like, you know, really like not very social and you know, awkward and stuff, maybe he's a keeper. Because you know, he's not gonna be like able to charm anybody into anything, you know. And he's probably thinking smart things, or I don't know. Now I'm just being crazy, but like, I mean, because your sullen psychopaths are no better either. But like, no, I have heard that story before, and with other people, and it's amazing. And I have kind of this feeling about that kind of person, like, you know the people who are always really popular, they can talk about anything, and you know, they always seem to have a story for everything, and you know, just very positive, and I don't know.
Do you want me to leave now because you're talking about me and shit?
No. It's like people who are great marketers, you know. I don't know. Is anything that you say real? I don't know. I'm just being a prejudiced dick.
I have not had a meth habit in a long time. I'm going to tell you that right now.
You have not what?
I've not had a meth habit in a long time.
A long time.
And yes, there's bullshit coming out of my mouth always.
You're just freebasing wine, though.
That's right. I'm making grappa from the bottoms of these things.
Have you ever had grappa?
All the time. Are you kidding?
burn you.
What?
It burns.
Yeah, it does.
But there's a lot of history in that. That's like it's like what they gave the slaves in Rome.
Yes.
Oh, and the soldiers who would never amount to anything.
And it was served at 5-star restaurants all up and down the New Jersey shore.
Mm-hmm.
I know because I served them myself when I was in my 20s.
You've come a long way, baby.
Yeah.
Grappa.
No, that's why I just only drink the Italian wines. It's the old Goombas from the East Coast that talk.
So the week after I kicked him out, Kristen was like, I'm thinking Match.com, and I said, okay, because she had done it and had a lot of fun, met a lot of really interesting people, and so I signed up and I had a lot of fun. I went on probably, 10 dates. I got laid all the time.
Wow. Well, that's kind of nice. Just kind of. I mean, I've been married 10 years and I don't get laid all the time.
Match.com. Yeah, and then I met Brian.
That's cool. That's very awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like looking out, like Facebook is this window.
Yes.
And you see things happening, and you're kind of like, something's happening, and I don't know exactly what it is, but like, you're just kind of wondering what explosions are happening, and you can't tell necessarily.
Yeah.
So, no, that's interesting. Now we know. We know the full scoop. We know all the dirt.
You got it.
That's awesome.
So, do you have any advice for us schmucks who are trying to parse through this parenting thing? Because man, I'm 8, and there was a gorgeous time during the day where I thought, man, I'm hanging out with my boys, all is good. I'm getting the same vibe that Cameron was talking about this morning with his girl about biking and running and bonding, and then no less than 2 or 3 hours later, I really wanted to mow one over with my brand new lawnmower. I had this feeling. You walk in front of me again, and I cannot control this drive chain thing. And I'm not going to be responsible for this shit. I told him that as a quote. 80-year-old. If I run you over, it's your mother's fault. Let's make that clear now. How do I balance the love I have for this absolutely gorgeous child and the urge to for the sake of humanity, to sacrifice the boy?
I think that there's a big difference between your situation and mine, because like I'm actually terrified of the teen years. I've heard that with boys it's like worse in the beginning and like mellows out, and like everything's gonna go to hell for me in about
I'm telling you right
4
now,
years, maybe sooner. So
I've already pre-ordered the low voltage taser when they turn 10. They get a new Xbox, I get the taser. That's the deal.
So was Jack Mello younger?
Jack cried pretty much constantly from the time he exited my body to the time he turned about, 18 months, 2 years old. He screamed a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he when he was older, when he was a toddler and then older, was he manageable, or was he like the stereotypical nightmare boy?
Jack has always been a very mellow, easy to get along with human being.
Uh-huh. There you go.
Very chill.
So he sort of exhumed those demons between 0 and 18 months.
Once he got old enough to walk and talk,
Mm-hmm.
we got along much better.
Tell me about the boy. Tell me more about him other than that he's quiet. What is it about him that you find extraordinary?
Oh, he's mine. Everything.
Well, that being said, I can deconstruct my children very quickly. I don't want to. I mean, it's not my party. This is your party. I want to know about Jack.
Well, he and I have always been very close because it's always been just the two of us.
Uh-huh.
Until those 3 years that Bob was with us, and Jack was totally miserable, and I was totally miserable.
Mm-hmm.
But he is very low-key, and he's a lot like me. He was always the kid with his nose in a book. And he's always done well without having to try very hard at school. You know, I mean, he's not a genius, but he's a sharp kid, and he struggled in school. I had him in a Montessori school, and that was not really the right environment for his personality type, you know. He needed a little more structure. He needed a little more prodding than the Montessori dears were willing to give him. So public school was good for him because that had, you need to get this done in the next 30 minutes or else you're going to have to take it home and do it.
Right.
So that was better for him. But he, you know, he's funny, and he's always been obsessed with Japanimation. He has a huge manga collection. Japanimation? Anime?
Can he draw the anime?
No.
No. He was just fascinated with the thing.
Yeah.
I'd be great to ask him about. I just finished a binge watching of Young Justice. It's the DC Comics thing, and a lot of the production work was done in Japan, and it wasn't Japanimation per se because it didn't have those angles and the big eyes and the the guaylo, the white chick with the big eyes and the big lips type of thing. But it was very much a well-produced cartoon series, and I'm wondering, I would love to see it from an expert's perspective.
Yeah.
I don't want. I'm 47. If I watch cartoons now at 47 and drinking wine, there's something wrong with me. I have a bigger life than that. But
small boys, you're allowed to watch all the cartoons.
Yeah, no kidding. There are people who are doing very well watching cartoons and drinking wine.
You're allowed to binge watch The Force Unleashed, or that's the video game. What's the cartoon called? The Star Wars cartoon? The Clone Wars.
Clone Wars, baby. Clone Wars. That I got.
Okay, so what are you consuming now, Sarah? Like in your entertainment world, what is your? She's looking at the box wine. No, I mean the like. What engages you? You've got your geek shirt on. That's making me go, okay, she's one of us.
Shirt on. I don't know.
Twilight. You're totally into Twilight, right?
Yes, God. No. But have you seen the bad lip reading of Twilight on YouTube?
No.
That's watching.
Is that better than the Game of Thrones one?
No, nothing will ever be better than Mythical and Happy Fun Time World.
So you guys are both Game of Throners?
Yes.
Cameron, are you?
No, I haven't watched one. The series isn't over yet.
Oh, okay.
I've got all of my friends in the world telling me I need to be watching it because it's like totally I'd be into it, and
in your wheelhouse, dude.
What?
It is in your wheelhouse.
Yeah, I know, but I don't want to wait for it. When I catch up, I don't.
Well, here's the strange thing. Now, I'm right now heavily into D&D gaming right now, and I'm in the middle of one campaign and maybe starting another one.
Who do you play with?
And yet I don't have HBO. I'm trying to get cable out of my house at this point. I do everything online.
HBO Go. It's an app. We use the laptop in the kitchen and use the Google Chromecast to play in the living room.
Oh, really? So you don't have to sign up to HBO anymore? You can just...
No, you just have to find someone else who pays for HBO and get their password. No, I'm serious. That's how we use it. Brian's mom pays for HBO.
Wow. Okay.
And yet she doesn't probably go online, but you guys do.
Right.
Got it.
Yeah.
Hey, my old man might have HBO. Maybe I should. Now you made me think of things.
Yeah. I mean, we throw it from the laptop in the kitchen onto the TV in the living room. We run everything through the Xbox. And the Xbox we have the Xbox One, and it doesn't have an HBO Go app yet, but everything else we watch through the Xbox. Netflix and Hulu Plus and Amazon. And
So you like the Xbox?
yes.
Cameron, are you a PS2? I should have asked Chris Murray that question last time we talked, because I haven't bought a video game system yet.
We have a Wii.
You have the Wii,
and we don't actually play games on it. We just use it for the Netflix connection and the Amazon Prime connection for the most part.
Yeah.
I don't want to bowl.
Well, that's strange because I've got a Sony television and a Sony home theater system upstairs, and they've got Netflix and Amazon, and I don't need
most Blu-rays come with that stuff built in now.
Yeah.
So I don't need the separate unit. I've always thought a game system ought to be just that. And I don't need all the extra stuff. That's why I haven't bought into a game.
We have 5 Xboxes running in this house.
No, that's $1,000 worth of no. That's that's $2,000 worth of equipment.
We have 5 Xboxes, 5 TVs, 4 desktop computers.
I want to live in Oklahoma. I can't afford that shit in Chicago.
Like 3 or 4 laptops and 3 or 4 tablets, and then everybody's smartphone.
Get out of Dodge.
Brian's a techie. We like our.
Well, I'm a techie too, but for example, I have the one tablet that's from work.
Brian's a Microsoft engineer. He likes his computers.
Okay, so he's a Microsoft engineer. Ooh,
Yeah.
You scored well.
Right, I know how to pick them.
Well, nice. I mean, after Meth Dude, everything is up from there.
I know, right? You have a full-time job? Yeah, please.
Full-time job in the computers thing? Drink up, sweetheart. That's outstanding. Okay, I'm finishing off the bond. I'm gonna go to sleep well tonight.
Yeah, now we're in trouble. Okay.
Now we're in the third half of the show. Okay.
So are you Star Wars or Star Trek?
I am Star Wars, Brian is Star Trek.
I'm glad there's representation in the house.
So Abrams is invited to your house, so that's all good.
Abrams is welcome.
Yeah. Have you guys watched Fringe, by the way?
Jack and I watched the first 3 maybe seasons of Fringe.
Yeah.
And liked it a lot, and then we just kind of
Petered off.
Lost interest. Other things took its place, I guess.
That's one of those that I binged on Netflix. I didn't know. I knew about it, but I didn't get around to it. And then when the seasons were finally over, just as they were finished with season 5, I started watching the whole thing from start to finish in one. Oh, and I got addicted fast. I want to be Walter.
Walter Bishop is a
genius character. I think.
Whatever his name is such an amazing actor.
Oh yeah, I think so too. John Noble is genius.
John Noble, yes, he knocked me out every week on that show.
But the idea that the protagonist is not only it's different than the geek show. What the hell is that called? The sitcom. Damn it, with the physics. The kids at the physics on CBS.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Big Bang
Theory.
Huh?
Big Bang Theory.
Big Bang Theory. Thank you. That's it. It's different from that because you're sort of laughing with, and then only the geeks are in the inside joke type of thing. He is totally. It's the beauty of Walter Bishop is that he is he's my hero in the sense that he's flawed and beautiful and genius and wiggy and LSD. LSD, man. My wife is going, so what? Why do you get so excited when he talks about LSD all the time? And I go, sweetheart.
No reason.
I made a pact with my wife when the kids, because the kids, having twins is beautiful. They go off to college at the same time, assuming they go to different colleges. Thank God, I hope they do, honestly. And I get them all away. I'm going back to Knox, and I'm finding some old friends. And my wife and I are going to sit in the middle of the quad, and we're going to dose.
Are you kidding me?
At Knox, because it's my only, and I've got peeps there. I got those who cover my ass just on principle, assuming he's still alive. And I've got friends there, and the wife and I will be able to ride it all through together. It will be magical.
Does she know these plans?
I know, right? Is she aware?
He's a little afraid of them. He's afraid I'm so excited about them.
10 more years, babe.
Yeah, that's all I got. I'm counting down.
Are you going to have any more kids?
No, we're done.
Cam, are you having any more?
Nope.
Well, Cameron,
no, there have been, steps have been taken.
You plan ahead, Cameron. You plan ahead. The wife and I have still working on that part of it. We haven't scheduled everything. So I haven't scheduled it. I'm sorry, I haven't scheduled it. And so right now it's tenuous. It's the reason why I could tell the joke that she won't let me near her.
God.
The last time I was near her, we had twins. So now it's been 11 years and counting. 8 years and counting.
8. Don't exaggerate.
No, don't exaggerate. But
yeah, we didn't work a whole lot either. So we're just kind of it's been dangerous. So we took care of that.
Understood. I really have to turn in my license. License to breed.
So yeah, but it's kind of like a bittersweet thing. It's like so permanent. It's like saying goodbye to that part of our life. It's like, well, no, never again. And that's hard. So we're looking at dogs. So
when Jack was born, I had a C-section, and I, for months beforehand, had tried to convince my doctor to tie that shit off while he was in there, because I was never putting myself through that again. And they were like, "No, you're only 23 years old." I was begging him on the table with Kristen right there. I was like, "Please, while you're in there, tie that shit off."
Good. I'm already numb. It's all good.
While you're there already, right there,
it's
just tie it off. No, you're only 23. I was like, no, I can guarantee you I am not doing this again.
Oh gosh.
They wouldn't do it.
Okay, so Shri is flashing me his.
Oh yeah, and Shri wants to go to bed or something apparently.
Yeah,
I don't have to go to bed. We can keep talking. I'm just saying that I have.
Well, I mean, the D20 questions can often lead to extended convos.
Absolutely. So we have to find out. Here's how it works. Sarah.
Okay.
I've got a list of 20 questions, and I could share this. No, I don't have to share the questions. I have 20 questions here, and I've got a D20 dice. Yeah, that's a dodecahedron right there. A good platonic solid that I can roll, and I got this other platonic solid, this cube dice that tells me how many questions we get to ask you. Up to 6.
Do you ask the same questions of everyone?
No, that's the whole point.
20 questions list?
The whole point is that first we tell you we roll this dice to find out how many questions we're going to ask, and then I roll this dice
to see which number question.
Which number of the questions on my list.
Exactly.
Regardless of how silly or how deep they may be, we will extract the information from it.
And the list hasn't changed. So
The list
like,
has not changed. No, actually,
So-
I've not done anything with this list.
they can repeat from previous shows, but I'm sure that there are some that we haven't asked at all. So
Right.
All right, roll it.
Well, okay, so we're rolling this one first. Find out how many questions we are asking. Oh God! Oh, 6.
nice.
We are rolling 6. All right, here we go. Money or nothing. The number 4. Number 4 came up.
And what is that?
What is at the top of your Sarah's bucket list and why?
Bucket list.
That's the things you want to do before you die list.
Yeah.
Kick the bucket. Yeah.
I don't know. I would like to go to another country. I've never managed that.
Oh yeah, that's easy enough, right?
I'm right there with you.
Wait, you haven't left the States?
No, well, Mexico doesn't really count.
Yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. No, I've got to see other parts of the world. I haven't had that opportunity yet.
Sarah, where are your ancestors from?
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah, the Reynolds Grahams. We're white people. We're from Europe.
yeah, but
No, I get that part.
England and Germany.
I'm just saying Europe's a pretty big place. I mean,
England?
England and Germany.
Oh, Germany. Okay.
wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so would you like to visit your ancestral homes, either England or
I think
Germany?
I would like to go to foreign countries first where they speak English so I could sort of get a feel for the lay of the land.
What kinds of things do you want to see? If you were to go if you were to travel the world, are you looking for history, or are you looking for food, or what kinds of things are going to draw you? What are you going to be interested in seeing?
Food and art.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that puts you right dab smack in the middle of, like, the boot, doesn't it?
Yeah.
My neck of the woods. My former employers and current guys who shake me down.
You should have seen the looks I got at the with my art history degree from the tiny liberal arts college. We had this meeting right after I started with one of the uppity ups had come to visit us, and everyone was going around the table. Oh, I have I'm in an MBA from OSU. I have a business degree from OU. I have an MIS from OSU. Literally everyone in the room had been to an Oklahoma college, and they all had business or computers degrees. I was like, I said, I went to Knox College. It's a small liberal arts college in Illinois, and I have a degree in art history. They're like, oh.
Really, you know what?
So that just made you interesting.
That's right.
You know, it's like like all of these other people who are doing the same thing.
Yes.
Fuck that shit. It's like,
You guys say that because even though when I'm walking around, I have to deal with muckety mucks and politicians and other business leaders, and when it comes up, hey, where did you get your education? You know, tell me about yourself. That whole part of the conversation, and I talk about Knox. I got a dual degree in biology and music from Knox. And
Yeah.
first of all, that one, you got a dual degree, which confuses them. B, that it's biology and music, which confuses them second.
yeah.
And third, that
How are you making
went
biological?
to a place called Knox College, and now all of a sudden the door opens, and now they realize that, oh, they expected me to be, even though I could have just opened it up with, no, I got a master's degree from Northwestern, which would be the truth, but it doesn't tell any story.
Mm-hmm.
It gives them the story they want to hear.
Yeah.
You gave them the story that they didn't expect, and that makes it beautiful. That makes it don't give the muckety mucks exactly what they want. Give them they're bored with it. Everyone's from OSU or OU or EU or UPU. You know, it's give them something completely different, and they'll walk away going, holy shit, I'm wondering about that person with an art degree. They must have a perspective that nobody else does. At least that's what I think. If I were the muckety muck, I'd want to talk to you first.
Yeah, when I tell people my major philosophy, they think, what the hell are you gonna do with that? And
yeah, what are you doing?
And little do they know it's really just to be a royal pain in the ass, because that's what I do really well. So, okay, so
so the bucket list is to travel to another country. The top of the list.
Yeah,
that seems a little too easy.
It's too.
You know what? I'd kind of like to get LASIK.
There you go. Get elective surgery. Now we're talking.
I'd like to get my boobs lifted back to where they were when I was in my 20s.
Does LASIK do that too?
No. It costs a little more.
Kidding. I've been needing a lift for the last 5 years. I need my pectorals back. Large pectorals. Okay. Now we got we already got rolled. We got to roll the die again. Here's go.
All right, all in.
All in. We're all in, baby. 10. Number 10 is, and it's a silly question, but we'll do this. Super salad and why?
I don't even understand that question.
Soup or salad, not super salad.
Why is it super salad?
It's like
soup or salad. And
it's not a new superhero. Super salad. Save the day. Croutons and the vinaigrette.
Soup.
Soup.
Would you like a soup or salad, and why?
Soup. I'm not a lettuce fan.
You're not a lettuce fan.
I like salads, but if lettuce comes on my sandwich, I take it off.
Yeah, you don't win friends with salad.
No. Friends with salad.
Okay, so you have a choice of you'd rather have soup. Is there any particular? Do you like the creamy soups or the thin soups or the broth soups? What's your first soup?
What if there's salad in your soup?
What the fuck are you talking about? Salad in your soup?
Like carrots and celery and.
That's different. That's
vegetables. That's not salad.
Okay.
No, salad is if you have leafy greens. If you've got romaine coming out of your
spinach bisque.
Your bisque.
Biscuit. Do you know that people love that spinach biscuit at the Landmark?
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
I have personally witnessed cooks stir that shit with their bare arms.
Oh my.
That's the
Don't eat it. I've made it. It's disgusting. It is frozen spinach, cheese sauce from a number 10 can, half and half, salt and pepper.
Well, it is very famous and very popular. There must be something added in the flavoring, with the whole arm thing.
You know what?
You're getting something else.
Yeah, human DNA. It's the love of human DNA that's added. Don't shout out. Don't yell at my spinach bisque, baby. I will eat human DNA. Hell, I probably do in a New York minute.
Every time you bite your nails.
So you're more of a soup thing.
Yes.
Now let me ask you: between you and Kristen seems to be turning herself into a popular, chef person on the interwebs. Are you just a recipient of that love, or are you also someone who likes to chef?
For many years, I was just the recipient of that love.
Mm-hmm.
But the past 2 or 3 years, actually since Brian and I have been together, I've started cooking a lot. I don't know.
I saw the naan thing that you did today.
That's right. I made naan.
My God. Very kind of you. I mean, especially on a day like today. You saw me. I inspired you to get the Indian love going. I love it.
It's really good, too. I was surprised.
You're not talking about my accent, are you? Oh, you're talking about the food. Got it.
Food.
Sorry, I thought you were saying that my accent was very good.
Yes, it is. It's lovely. It's delightful.
Okay. We're rolling the dice again.
Okay, rolling again.
This is number 3.
Big money, big money, big money. 14. Okay. Who is your celebrity crush and why, and give details.
Oh.
Ben Affleck, Chasing Amy.
Oh,
Rocking, dude.
yeah. You know what? I've said this before. I don't know, but Kevin Smith is Generation X's.
He is our filmmaker.
He is our spokesperson. That movie changed my opinion of relationships and how, you know, he was amazing back in his day. I feel like he's kind of irrelevant now.
Yeah, I called it at Mallrats, but I agree. But we're going on to the Ben Affleck thing and why. Not because, oh, duh, it's Ben Affleck, but although that's there.
But Chasing Amy, I mean...
Why Chasing Amy? Why is that specific movie the pinnacle of your love?
I saw Chasing Amy, and then immediately after that, or immediately before, I don't know the timeline, I saw Good Will Hunting. And, I don't know, well, he's hot, you know, he's tall,
Yeah,
he's dark, handsome. And
So Batman's going to be exciting.
like the Batman thing, I think he's kind of an exciting choice for Batman. This is a guy who started playing, you know, Kevin Smith weirdos.
Right.
And now he's a director and an awesome...
I thought Argo was a beautiful movie. I don't know about anyone.
Argo was really good.
Argo was very good.
And I think he's, you know, he grew up in public. He had that whole business with J-Lo, and
Yeah.
he's been through the fire, and I think that he's a good choice for Batman. Also, I think his family is adorable, and I love Jennifer Garner from Alias.
That's fair.
Leave your lip alone.
And if you were to be infidelitous to anything, to get rid of anything, it would be if Ben Affleck said, "You and me, baby."
He's your freebie. He's your
ticket to ride.
Have you discussed this with your husband? It's like,
We're not actually married yet, but yes.
if I'm ever approached by Ben Affleck,
Fuck you.
You're my way.
Done. We're done.
Oh, you know, okay. This is an aside. You need to ask Kristen that question because she won't play that game. And it is so funny. When you ask her, like, your list, when you talk to Kristen, when you ask her, you know, who's your list, who's your 5 freebies or whatever, she shuts it down. She won't play that game.
huh?
Really?
Yeah.
Make a note, Tree.
What the?
So if she plays it with you, I want to know, because she has shut us down many times.
Why? What's the harm?
I don't know.
That's it. I mean, is she secretly like chatting with the 5? You know, she's got this whole other world where she's on you know Reddit and it's only a group with her and
Leonardo DiCaprio,
Matt Damon, Angelina Jolie.
Right.
Now, Cameron, who's yours?
Who's mine?
Huh?
God. I don't know. That's a good question. I'm trying to. You know, it's interesting. I actually feel like I like more male actors.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I always talk about my male crushes, but like, who do I think is? God.
You could do the male crushes, man. We're open-minded.
I mean, I you know, like.
Yeah, we're teaks, you and I. Are you kidding?
I'm
surprised we didn't sleep together when we were there.
Yeah, I know. I mean, we all did. So.
Yeah.
At least that's what all of our alumni think. So.
Did I ever tell you that story?
You're
Yeah.
don't acknowledge that you all are around.
Well, no, Sarah, it's a great story. This is my junior year. You were a freshman that year. It was Teak Week, and I think it wasn't Cameron's class. It was the class afterwards. I had come back from TAing at one of the biology labs. I was beat tired. It was during Hell Week, and I was somewhat absolved from the usual responsibilities because Everyone knew I was TAing 3 classes and I was working and all that sort of thing. But I got back, and the 2 alumni that were there, 2 guys, John Gorski was one guy, and Dave Grismore, they immediately, when I walked in with my book bag, go, "Hey, Sri, come here. I've got beer in the corner. Come on over and have a beer." You know, and I said, "Fine, great." And they were chatting me up the whole time, and they were like, "Dude, stay here. Do you need some? Do you need these guys to go do something for you?" You know that sort of, because they were old school. And it turns out that I went to dinner and I talked to Doug, who was the president at the time, and it was Doug, or he was the vice president at the time. But Doug Dominic, I turned to him and I go, "Doug, why were the alumni bothering me about this shit? I needed, I got stuff to do." And he goes, "Oh, we told those 2 guys that everyone in the house was gay except you."
That's right.
Like long-haired freaks. They probably
yeah.
And yes, I had the kid and play thing going, but I was relatively, I guess, butch, I guess,
nice
compared to everyone else. And I was in it, but I was drinking and all that sort of thing, but I wasn't as in it. So they used me as a scapegoat, and I was the token straight guy.
That's nice. That's nice.
Yeah, I remember Hell Week when I was a pledge. Who was it? John Gorski? Was that who?
Gorski was the big construction dude.
I could see him standing back and looking, pensively, and trying to figure out if that was true. It was like, what are you looking at? What's the deal? Okay. So it makes a lot more sense. Oh, and by the way, I thought about it, and I kind of was flipping through all of the female actors and stuff. I have to admit, Jessica Biel.
For real?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Like not real,
You know what?
not
She's
like totally thin.
So I don't think you have any chance.
Say what?
I said she's with Justin Timberlake, so I don't think you have any chance.
Younger than she? I mean, like drastically?
No, they're the same age. Jessica Biel's a lot younger than she looks.
Wow, that's too bad.
But she's not like rail thin, and she seems to be like, I don't know. I feel like she's smart. I feel like I've heard her say some things, and it's not completely idiotic.
Okay.
So I feel like
criteria really for your cheat sheet smarts.
Well, I mean, even if we just looked at
Good and bad at the top of that list.
well, it's hard to tell from just.
See, I don't know.
And if it's like and so many stars are like just rail thin.
That's true.
And that's just not. I'm not into that at all. Like, more athletic at least. It's like, yeah. So anyway, that's my answer to that question. My first choice immediately goes to Tina Fey. I would do her.
I would do Tina Fey.
Yeah.
New York Minute. That would be like, wait a minute, you're having jokes with me about me. I'm yours.
Jack and I are big 30 Rock fans.
I'm done. And it's not 30 Rock. Again, being the guy who doesn't watch television, it's not. It's just a matter of I never really was attracted to stunning. Stunning didn't stun me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't have the desires of the Princess Leia from 1986. That she was attractive. I loved it, but I didn't even think about her as a sexual object. I thought her as pretty and attractive and sexy, but never do her in a New York Minute. They wouldn't even bother. Wouldn't even think about it. Jolie wouldn't even think about it. The latest hot job is what? Emma Stone? Gorgeous little thing. Would never touch her.
Adorable.
Adorable. Would not go near her. But give me Allison Janney from West Wing. Do her in a New York Minute. New York Minute. I would rip her clothes off right there. I would get arrested for it. I would love it. And she's like, oh, so I'd be right perfect. See what I mean? I don't need stunning, because the physically stunning, you guys go ahead and Google. Give me the ones that want it.
Really, you're like reaching out for her boobs there, Shooter.
I know. Oh, that's just sick.
You could see what your mind was thinking. You're all like,
Man, I am so open book. I might as well be Caucasian. Are you kidding me? So pale, so easy to read.
My friend says I have white people problems.
So do my friends, and they speak with an accent. Hello. Rolling the dice. Number 1. If you were an app, and by the way, this says a app. We all went to school for English. If you were an app on your smartphone, what app would you be and why?
Oh, fuck me. That's a dumb question.
Wait a second. You've got the equivalent of a full NSA like mobile unit in your house. You've got 16 laptops. You've got 3 tablets. You've got 17 Xboxes.
Sounds like every surface in the house is a touchscreen.
So which app would you be?
I'm looking.
eBay. Without a question.
It's probably going to be, I mean, is it like an app like Tumblr or an app like Messages?
If you were an app on your smartphone, what app would you be and why?
You didn't clarify it at all.
He just
No, I did not. Better that I didn't.
There are so many that are good. Like,
Give me a top 3 list.
I might be Groupon because I have fun deals and I'm easy to shop with one click.
Ah, you're a shopper.
I'm an impulse buyer. It's a problem.
Was that the 4th or the 5th Xbox? I'm an impulse interviewer, so there you go.
No, honestly, truthfully, it's a toss-up. I would either be Facebook, because I do love me some Facebook, or I would be Zillow, the real estate app, so that I can look at real estate porn when I can't sleep at night, because I love it.
You like real estate porn?
Wow.
Let's go there for a minute. What?
Okay.
Is your house deficient in some way, or are you expanding?
No, our house is beautiful. We have a gigantic 4-bedroom, 5-bathroom house.
Right. 5-bathroom house?
So she's happy with her.
Are there GI issues in your family that you can worry about?
Do you know that we have one whole bathroom that belongs to the cat?
I need to move to Oklahoma.
Yeah.
I can barely have my own bathroom without interruption. Are you serious?
Yeah. Yeah, we have 2 master bedrooms. There's 2 masters upstairs, one for us and one for Jack. And then the 2 kids' rooms are down here, Connor and Caleb.
No, you have 2 master bedrooms. Isn't that oxymoronic? Isn't there a master bedroom and a not master bedroom? What is it with Oklahoma? Is it okay? Okay, I have to move there. I really do. I barely. I mean, I bet.
I don't know what the real estate is like in Chicago, but in Tulsa, if you live in Midtown, houses are expensive. But if you go like across the river, like a mile or 2 from where we live, you can get a 400,000 square foot house for $250,000, $300,000.
You're shitting me. 400,000 square foot house for $250,000.
That's if you want to put some work into it. If you want like a brand new one, you're gonna pay, I don't know, $350,000. And in Broken Arrow, one of the suburbs, I was looking tonight, you can get a 4-bedroom, 4-bath, 2,600 square foot house for less than $2 million.
Wow.
Real estate's cheap here, and I like to look at it.
Yeah.
Man, I'm telling you, we could decide to take this on the road. we could have neighboring houses. I mean, the difference. Kristen and Sarah live next to each other, for fucking Christ's sake. I mean,
We did.
We could live like across the river through the woods and shit. And take our families for nothing.
Yeah, aren't there friends of ours who moved to Galesburg and bought mansions for like a nickel?
I know Monica Berlin is still there. She's married to Jeremy Carlin, the lawyer there.
No, I thought they were...
The lawyer.
I thought they were divorced.
He's Jim's lawyer. I don't know. Are they divorced? I didn't know.
I heard that they broke up.
No, maybe they did. I didn't keep up with Monica.
I'm visiting them in October. I'm gonna hang out with Ben on Friday morning. So, by the way, speaking of which, Cameron, are you coming Thursday night or are you coming Friday night?
I'm gonna try to get a train for Thursday, I think.
If you do Thursday night, I'll give you my train information. You and I can train together.
Yeah, that would be ideal.
We're going to homecoming. It's Cameron's 20th, but I made it after my. I went to the 200th anniversary of the Teak House, which was a year before my year, and my wife saw how happy I was when I came back.
Yeah.
And not be, I was still drunk probably, but I was, but I was so invigorated by the nostalgia that she felt that and she knew I was going my 20th year. That was just given. That we made a deal that's my break from the family. I get to go on homecoming, which means I go Thursday night because I hang out with the jazz band. I was a musician, so I get to hang with them on Thursday night, and then Friday all day, I get to hang out. Saturday, Sunday afternoon, I get back on a train and get back.
It's a knockout, isn't it? I still get homesick for Galesburg in the spring. I mean, that when we were on campus in 2010 for our 15th. Yeah, it was beautiful. We went to the Teak House and poked around, and people were like, "You're not."
Teak House has changed. They're very dedicated to the brand. They're very not the same vibe that we would. I'm saying that will change probably in another 20 years. In 20 years' time, you're going to see kids who are a lot more like us when we were at our 30th or our 40th. You're going to see kids there that are going to be a lot more relaxed.
Yeah.
Or the house is going to get closed down. That's a possibility. Okay, that was number 4. We have 2 more questions. Rolling the dice.
Did you?
All right.
Did you? No. Okay.
What'd I do?
No, I was asking if you rolled a 20, but no, you're rolling.
I'm rolling the 20.
Go.
No. Are you backside driving on this? Number 6. What neurosis do you have that you'd like to admit, and why? No, why? The why part. Why do you have the neurosis? You can explain, or explain the neurosis generally.
Oh my God! What neurosis don't I have?
Okay, well, list them and describe in detail. We're here. I'll have to open another bottle of wine, but I'm all right.
I don't know where to start. I take a lot of Xanax. I have a lot of anxiety issues.
What for?
Huh?
What for?
What for?
Yeah, what are you anxiety about? You are anxious about what?
I don't know. I had panic attacks as a child.
Okay.
And they never left me. So, yes.
I'm sorry.
I've been pretty heavily medicated since Jack was a little kid.
Wow.
I'm not supposed to drink.
Neither am I.
Yes.
I feel like this is more normal than not anymore. I mean, is the world different now than it was for our parents? I mean, are they just as stressed as we are, or?
The difference is that we've got better drugs than they do.
No, I think that's true. My mom was an early adopter. Of she started taking Prozac right when it came out. I think I was
evolutionary is what she
like 15 or 16. And she had a miscarriage when I was around that age, and she went to bed for a couple months. And when she started taking Prozac is when she came back downstairs and rejoined the family. And when Jack was pretty little, well, I had bad postpartum. And then when he was a little older, 3 or 4 or 5 years old, I had a really hard time. This is ridiculous. I had a really hard time driving on the highway
with him
because I was afraid. I didn't want to, but I was afraid that I would turn the car into a car or turn the car into one of the K-rails, you know, the concrete embankments.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have panic attacks, and I would have to pull off the side of the road and melt down and then pull myself back together. And I thought, you know what, this is no way to live. This is no way to raise a child. This is ridiculous. Why don't you get some help? So I went to a counselor, and she was like, you need chemical help. So,
but I'm trying my hardest already.
Well, you don't understand how much I drink. Yeah. Anyway, she referred me to a psychiatrist who I've seen for like 10 years now, and she's great. And I'm down from, I think I was taking 6 or 7 pills at one point, and I'm down to 2 now, so it's a little better.
Yeah, I have to admit, I feel like the 20s and 30s really pretty much sucked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it
was hard.
Yeah, I mean, for different reasons, I'm sure, but like, you know, I don't know if things are different than they used to be. My parents always tell me how they just struggled all the way through their 20s and 30s. And
talking, I need a beer. You keep talking.
And this is to help Shri not struggle as much.
Okay. All right.
So I've heard that, and yeah, it pretty much, you know, follows. You know, I worked crappy jobs for 20 years, and then part of, you know, why I'm doing this is because I see my friends out there, and they're all doing really cool shit, and like, you know, suddenly we're all kind of rising up and doing things that are interesting. That
I also think that it is contingent upon us to realize that it is because of the people around us. It is because of Sarah. It is because of you.
Mm-hmm.
I am as successful, whatever that means, as I am.
Oh, absolutely.
And I need to reconnect with those sources of success.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree that we are all.
I think that's a bigger picture than it's also that we want to know how well everyone is doing, but it is because of you people that I am good at what I am doing.
Yes. Yeah. Nobody rose up from a vacuum. We've all kind of.
Tell that to your Republican friends.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Yeah, I did this all by myself. Self-made. I got no help whatsoever.
I was having a debate with our doctor friend, by the way.
Yeah.
We have a doctor friend. Is he my?
If you look on my wall, periodically there is.
Oh, that guy.
Oh, that guy.
I know that guy.
There's an
global warming guy, the Obamacare guy.
Yeah, that guy. He seems to really enjoy. Now, mind you, he is the primary owner of 5 or 6 clinics in the area, mostly on the southwest side, and he's really successful. God bless him. I mean, he did work hard, and I'm not disagreeing with any of his efforts. And he's supposedly a relatively competent doctor.
Wrong.
But when he presents what effectively is the parroted norm of the argument versus listening to the argument and going, wait, that just doesn't sound... There's something about it that strikes a chord that I really ought to... I agree with it, but I don't want to agree with it wholeheartedly. I want to make sure I'm not talking out of my ass. Which is why Democrats are harder to deal with than Republicans sometimes, because we actually want facts. Or liberals, excuse me, lefties. I don't even want to talk Democrats. People of integrity actually want facts. And we want to use those facts to explain why we think the way we do, because the shit's right. You see? And when you start going, whoa, one guy disagrees, therefore the whole thing's fucked up. Hold on a minute. In journalism, maybe. In politics, definitely. But in science, it doesn't work that way. You really have to not talk out of your ass. And
I just think that's a foregone conclusion.
No, evidently it's not, because the quote, today's beautiful conversation was from a quote from something called The Inquisitor.
Yeah, I didn't even read that. I saw it and I thought, you know what? I'm not going to piss myself off by
he typed in an argument. Well, do we really have to believe all of climate science or some nonsense like that? Based on, well, there is some doubt in the community. Look, the Inquisitor quoted a professor emeritus who ends up, the guy's 106 years old.
That's awesome.
From University of Manchester, and his last paper was on fluid mechanics, it had nothing to do with climate change. I think it had to do something with combustion engines and what oil to use in the combustion engines to make them move faster, which was in 1996. That was his last published article. And he is using this to open his argument about climate change, my doctor friend. And I have to argue with him, because I've known him. I've known him as long as you've known Kristen, if not longer. And I hate to make people who I find to be accomplished, I hate them sounding stupid. I want my friends to go scream, man, you're talking out your ass, man. You better just stop drinking now. I love that conversation. I trust my friends to know, Sri, you just made an ass out of yourself in front of that pretty girl. You're married. The fucking kryptonite in your ring is glowing. Just sit down and shut up. And my brother, who said that to me last time that happened, I said, you know, bro, you're absolutely right. And I sat down and I shut up and I drank water the rest of the night. If my friend was in the way, he'd be drinking more, tell me to fuck off and get to the local titty bar to... You see what I mean? In the same circumstance, he's not somebody... Unfortunately, he's very tied to his convictions. I am very skeptical about my own.
Yeah, I think that's... You asked about...
That's my neuroses. You
asked about kids, about child rearing, and I think that my best accomplishment with Jack is that I raised him to be skeptical.
Yes.
Even when he was a little boy and we would watch TV, I would question him about the commercials, you know? I'd be like, why do you think that? Or do you see how they're treating the woman in this commercial? Do you think that mom acts like that?
I did that with my kids. I agree.
And, you know, I believe that that was a positive thing for him, because he is an independent thinker at the age of 17 in a way that I was not at the age of 17.
So what kind of thinking were you raised on? A religious thinking?
Oh, yeah. My family is super religious.
Really?
Yeah.
No, what flavor, if I may ask?
Assemblies of God.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So sort of the mass-produced love.
Yeah.
Wow.
They pray for me a lot.
I went to a Pentecostal.
Mm-hmm. Did they speak in tongues? Because I know how to do that.
I was quite amazed at the proceedings. I was as respectful as I tried to be.
Uh-huh.
But after a while, I went, holy shit, where's the acid that they're taking? And I want some of that. I asked the pastor this, and he looked at me funny. And he realized that I wasn't going to get converted to the faith.
Yeah.
Yeah. And at 17, I had just left the church, you know. I hadn't left it. I quit going regularly when I was 16. Mm-hmm. Because at that age I could come up with good excuses not to go, like, oh, I'm staying the night at Kristen's, or I was out late, or I have homework, or, you know, there were things I could do to get out of it. And I couldn't, at that age, articulate the things so well, the things that bothered me so much about it. I just knew that it wasn't a place I wanted to be, you know. I wasn't happy there. I had questions no one could answer. And they kept telling me to fit into one mold that I knew did not fit me. And I was ready to go. I'm still very uncomfortable in churches.
Brings you, and now being a Hindu, it's a different group. It's not as regimented in some rights as a Christian church may be. There's a lot of movement, a lot of color, lots of things going on. I end up hanging out near the food court and with a book. And usually it's a book on the cosmos or genetics or something. And my wife will take the kids. I let her take the kids. Mind you, this is an argument. When I say I let her take the kids, we actually fight about it in the car. Why don't they just hang out with me? Let them and the D. You go get your God on, and because she's faithful, and I have not. Her and I discuss religion all the time, and I realize that I'm not going to convince her of anything. Yeah. However, she understands my mind.
I don't go there with my family. Period.
Oh, I go there all the time. I go there.
It would be an interesting conversation, maybe. It would probably make my mother cry, so I don't deal with that. And I don't let them take it.
My mother cry all the time, but
you make your mother cry all the time.
It does. It does. She's saddened that I talk this way, is what she says. And I turn to her and I go, wait a minute. I'm a parent now. Mm-hmm. And I need my children to navigate around the world. They don't need myth to navigate around the world. They need myth to understand the world that other people come from, but it takes reason and logic. It takes an understanding of the human perspective. You're only showing me one part of it, but you're telling me that's all of it, and I disagree with you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They can go and be God. They can go see God anytime they want, but they also need to see this, yeah. And they need to find their own this.
Yeah. I had people ask me, you know, because I never took Jack to church. I never told Jack about Jesus. I told Jack that if he wanted to believe in God, that was fine with me. That was his choice. That was his decision to make. Those were his decisions, you know.
Right.
But I expected him to be a moral person, you know.
Moral is separate from
outside the framework of any kind of religious structure. He knows that the best way to treat people is with respect and kindness, and that, you know, people are people, and you have to take them as they come, and the world is big and full of mystery, and I mean, this is a child who wants to study natural sciences, biology and chemistry and zoology, and he believes in Bigfoot.
Okay.
So I think that
There's no reason not to. There's no evidence against.
right. But I like that he's retained some of the wonder of the mythology, of the mystery of the world, while not believing in this, Jesus in the clouds kind of thing.
Hey, Cameron left to go use the bathroom real quick. Evidently, we're still live, and that's okay. But you and me, if your boy needs help with the biology stuff, the chemistry stuff,
yeah.
My email address.
Okay.
You know how to find me.
Yeah.
And just message me and ask me.
Okay.
I mean, I'm tutoring high school kids now.
Yeah.
I taught it at Knox. I'm serious, and when I say I taught it, I mean I was the TA du jour at Knox for biology.
Yeah.
Was I good or bad at it? Well, that's another thing. I'm better at it now than I was then.
Yeah. He's taking AP biology.
Oh, I love it.
Next year. He's in his second term of chemistry right now, and his teacher loves him. She said Jack works so hard, and he is such a joy to have in class.
I want to work smart.
Huh? Work smart.
I never want people to work hard. Working hard means that they're putting an effort that is above and beyond. Me, I want them to work smart. Smart means that yes, it's difficult, but they're working through it. Kind of a different perspective. I think hard means the effort has a cost. Smart means the effort makes you think.
Yeah.
See the difference?
Yeah. Well, this is a child who does his homework at this computer, and he will do chemistry, YouTube for 10 minutes, and then chemistry, and then YouTube. Like, you know what? You know what you need? You need a job.
Have him wait tables.
He's too young to wait.
I will tell. This is the philosophy is 3. If you want it, you're going to get it anyway.
Okay, good.
The philosophy is 3 anyway. Every person who I know that's been successful, including whatever limit of success that I've had, every person I know has been in the service sector industry outside of their employment.
That's how I went to Knox. I worked in restaurants. I worked
I was
and Mondo's and
sure. The people that have thrived or have understood the zeitgeist of the world they're in, that have dealt with the world that they're in, more successfully understood their world if they were a server, because they had to take on a position of, for lack of a better term, humility or service, where nobody cared about you. You were the guy or girl filling the beer or the drinks or the food. But yet, you could turn that around and turn their time with you into an experience. You could A, make more money, B, you get a better understanding of the world around you. I knew when shit was going good or bad for farmers in DeKalb, Illinois, because when I was waiting tables and drinking beer, they'd either pay me or not pay me. And also, they were angrier when they got to the table, or they were happier when they got to the table. That being said, it gives you perspective that you could take with you when you are a computer science person or a business person or a designer, or where the client is asked, I need this perspective, I need to sell to these people. They are doing no more than, would you like a beer or a glass of wine? But they're doing with glitz and glamour and a tagline.
Yeah. I would like him to work at the coffee shop so I could get a discount.
That's what I'm saying.
That's practical.
It is practical.
Yeah.
You know, his plan is he'll be done with his core classes next year, first term, and then I would like him to start going to Tulsa Community College and getting some of his basics out of the way. And then I think he'll probably do a year or two there and then transfer, probably somewhere in state. He's a mama's boy.
Get all of it done at the community college level and just.
No doubt. You know, Mike Duras, Mike and I are still very tight after all these years.
You and I are. I'm gonna see him Friday.
Love Mike.
Fucker owes me money.
But you know, he and Liam did that community college thing, and they came to college at 24, 25 years old, and they took it way more seriously than I did.
Yep.
Yeah.
One more question.
All right, one more. Roll it.
Ooh, number 12. I can't ask that question. I can't ask it. It's too stupid at this end of it.
You should rewrite it, man.
Okay, I'm not asking that question. Oh, there we go. What is your favorite kind of pizza and why?
My favorite kind of pizza is from Hideaway Pizza here in Tulsa. It is an OSU thing that started in Stillwater and is franchised out into the state. And it's called Pizza of the Gods.
Yes.
It's a garlic olive oil glaze with roasted garlic, artichoke hearts, Parmesan cheese, and black olives, and tomatoes.
Good Lord.
Wow.
Oh, bomb.
And even though the garlic gives me terrible heartburn, I eat it constantly.
That's too bad. Is it reacting
Wow.
with the psychoactives that you take generally?
Oh. What? I don't know.
She's the one who had her neuroses thing and then talked about it.
So this is like the this is like the classical pizza, like the Mediterranean.
This
Socrates ate this pizza once.
This is Augustus's pizza just before he decided the fate of Christ.
Yeah.
Caesar Augustus. Yes.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with this motherfucker. Let's see.
Heartburn from the garlic, and that gave him empathy. Wash my hands.
And he fought vampires.
That's right.
That was Abraham Lincoln.
Oh, there was a long line of vampires there.
Okay.
Okay, so is that it?
I guess so.
That's the end of it. We just had a time just chatting.
I know.
love this shit.
I know. Well, that's good. You know, the time just chatting is awesome because it's more organic and fun. So,
Well,
and you guys determined whether there was a god or not, too, right? Or
there's
like, yeah, no, okay.
that's when you walked away. I thought you just needed to use the bathroom.
Yeah, I did. I had to, you know, get rid of the tequila.
Well, it is evoking of the god's name that helps everyone evacuate.
Okay. Well, I mean, I've had so many conversations with you about this tree, and like, I mean, I have a very different perspective, but you know,
Absolutely, you do.
you know, talking to Tree's just like a wall. He's dogmatic. He's just as
religious as the religious guys. Yes.
yes.
So are we talking about peeing, or are we talking about God?
Both,
They're
actually.
very close.
Oh, well, I would agree with that.
But in any case, I mean, pretty soon Tree's gonna be called up. So we should. He's at his curfew. It's like
What,
coming
you
close.
heard something?
What?
Oh, I thought you were talking about God. Oh, you meant my wife, which is close. I didn't know that you had a tie-in to the big one, man.
Oh, that's funny.
You're talking to my wife?
Yeah. She's yeah.
Get up here.
No. So I don't know. So Sarah, do you have? Oh, first of all, we've asked this question. You're in Oklahoma, so
Mhm.
like we've looked at like Where are you right now? What
Physically, where are you
in your house?
I am in the, I guess it's a breakfast nook off the kitchen. We keep the computer and the spare refrigerator in here.
Okay.
Do you have a spare refrigerator in the breakfast nook of your house?
Yeah.
And so this is like the main floor.
Yes.
Okay. So like I recently moved to the attic. Shree's in his basement.
Yes.
But like we've asked this question because so many people are on the West Coast where there are neither attics nor basements. So
we don't have a basement, and the attic was redone. That's where we have the 2 master
Do you have a
bedrooms
basement?
in the attic. Huh?
You have a basement?
No.
No, they don't have a basement.
No, but lots of people do in Oklahoma because tornadoes.
Oh, yeah.
My parents have a huge basement. We go there when the weather gets... We don't anymore. Jack used to be very, very afraid of tornadoes, so he would always drive to Grandma's house. But
he's a smart guy.
You realize that I don't know about this. It's either because we've all been drinking, or it's been a while since we've heard each other face to face. But I never heard the Oklahoman twang from you.
do you hear it now?
I did.
Ah!
Or I didn't hear it in the beginning, but as we evolved through the conversation, and we've all been sipping and laughing and chatting and.
That's funny because I was born here, but I grew up in New Mexico.
Oh, really?
And then I came back here for junior high and high school, and then I went to Illinois. Normally, people are like, "You don't have any accent at all."
What do you think of New Mexico? Do you remember it?
I don't.
Excuse me.
I remember it, but I remember it from the late 70s and early 80s.
Okay.
Taos was a very different place then, from what I hear.
Yeah, it's
kind of a shithole.
Nothing's the same from the 70s and 80s anymore. I mean, there's no comparison. So.
No, but now, mind you, I'm very sensitive to accents. Because I was born around many of them, and so I heard I guess it was it. I hear the twang that I would hear from Jenny Bean.
Yeah.
But you didn't have that when we talked at the bar 4 years ago.
Yeah.
When you and Kristen came.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that from either of you. It's kind of strange. I love it. I enjoy it. I think it's beautiful.
Don't you feel isn't there just a universal kind of accent that happens in all of rural America?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter where you are.
There's a rural twang and an urban lingo. You think?
I would say the urban ones tend to be more specifically, regional, whereas the rural one is like
more universal.
Yeah, where it's the same all across the country.
Oh, she went.
Yeah, just it's her turn. So anyway,
maybe this is time for the closing.
Yeah, well, yeah, I think so. But we should see if she has any
final thoughts.
Yes, exactly. Oh goodness.
You look well.
I'm glad.
You should be glad. You look fantastic. You're not dead.
No, I'm not dead. Not yet. We're working on it. Every day. We're working on it.
We're always working on it. I don't think we have much of a choice in the matter.
No.
Regardless if we were working on it or not. I am in a mood.
And you're and you said that you're in 2 campaigns now? Gaming campaigns?
I'm in 1. And
but you will be in 2?
I'm thinking about another.
See, I figure that when I retire and I'm in like the old person's home, there's no better time to like fire up the campaign. Because everybody there is going to be like from that same era. We're going to remember the gaming, and there will be nothing else to do.
Might as well whip out the old books.
That's right, and I've got a lot to whip out. So.
Oh yeah.
And with that, so Sarah, is there anything else you want to talk about or ask or to add to this conversation?
It's us. You saw the others. We're just shooting the shit.
Yeah, we're just spitballing. Just reconnecting because it's awesome. I mean, like Facebook has. I say this on every episode because like it's so cool. Like the fact that we have Facebook and can reconnect. You know, I think of 10 years prior, people or like the generation prior. You know, your friends, you graduate from college, and 90% of those people you're just never going to see again. Mm-hmm. And you're not going to keep in touch with, and it's like, and now Facebook happened, and yeah, you can reconnect with people who you never wanted to see again.
I'm friendly with pretty much every ex.
Yeah, I'm
friendly with them.
But it's so easy, and it's so cool. I mean, like, it just gives you opportunities to see how people have moved into the world and into life and everything. I'm just floored by it.
I agree. Living in the future. Yeah, I mean, people talk about how technology is isolating, and but I don't feel that. I don't believe that. That's how I met Brian. That's how that's how I'm here with you guys tonight. That's, yeah.
Are you coming to Chicago anytime soon?
I would like to. I would like to. Jack will be there.
I mean, there are already Piani has got gigs coming out of everywhere.
Yeah.
And I try to host a party once a month of just Siwash, of just our people.
Yeah, I know.
I don't, and you've been invited to those.
Yes.
I invite everyone because I don't know if anyone's going to be around Chicago, and if they are, or if they're planning on Chicago, and hey, might as well be at this thing for 2 hours, and then go do our thing. I leave it in downtown so that they can go do the touristy shit.
Yeah. I'd like to. I'd like to see Mike, and I'd like to see you guys.
Mike is doing well. He's looking good. He's poor thing. He had something and lost something. He was almost there to make the commitment, and something happened on either his end or her end.
I don't know.
And I don't know the details, and I don't care. Honestly speaking, only because he hasn't told me about him, and I don't want to pry, you know?
Mike's been calling me for 20 years after every breakup.
Needless to say...
I won't hear from him for a year or 18 months, and the phone rings.
Now
Did you break up, baby? Are you okay?
Oh, you're that person.
I am that person.
You're his that person. That's awesome.
I am.
I love that.
See, that's the difference. You're that person. My that person is around the corner. Seriously, and my wife knows her. You know, it's.
I thought you were talking about your wife. Who are you talking about?
No, I'm talking about my BFF. My BFF is my great high school friend who we used to work at the local Ace Hardware together in the old neighborhood. Her dad was a cop. My dad was a city employee on the engineering side, and we never we reestablished our relationship in DeKalb, but we never dated. It was not It was not something we did. We ended up becoming roommates. Her and I and a third person in a.
Is this like a Three's Company thing?
A Three's Company in reverse because it's 2 guys and a girl, not 2 girls and a guy.
So she had to play as the
She had to play the butch. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And she was really good at it. But now she's married with 2 kids. But that's beside the point. She ends up living in a rented townhome, like a mile from my house. Just today, after doing the Menards tour, and I took my kids to lunch. On the way back, we stopped at Heather's place because we hadn't seen each other in like 3 months, and I don't want to. It's got to be face to face. We see each other on Facebook. We talk to each other all the time, but we need to see each other. Yeah, it's a thing. And the kids were playing with her little kid, and it was perfect. Point is that we need to have that BFF that's outside of our internal, immediate group. I sympathize with the man, and I'm glad he didn't confide in me. I would be horrible. I'd be horrible. Man up, motherfucker. What's wrong with you?
And yeah, and you just go on and on.
I would babble. Let's drink about it. Come on, you and me. Come over here. Pass out on my couch.
Okay. Well, this has been 2 hours, right?
Easy.
Yeah. Okay. So.
What is it not?
Only select people are gonna watch this for 2 hours.
Well, yeah.
All of what?
Not many people.
I don't know. I think you have quite a fan base, Sarah.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
So anyway, let's wrap this up, and I don't know. It was really good to see you.
It was good to see you.
And talk to you. I mean, like, I've heard about things that happened. You've mentioned things, and like I said, you get glimpses of people's lives, and you're just like, wow, there's a story, and I think it's really cool. I think you've done fantastic.
I think so.
I think I'm really impressed with everything that you've done. So, and I was glad to reconnect. So.
I as well.
Oh yeah, you too.
I totally enjoyed this. Your smile always makes me smile.
Oh, good.
Always had, always will. I'm serious.
All right.
Don't blush like that. Stop.
Okay, so anyway, I guess that's it. Let's just wrap it up.
All right.
You're the man.
Boys.
Have a good evening. Until next time, I don't know who we'll talk to, but, you know, it'll be fun. Never, you know, in any case. So, until next time. Bye now.
Bye.